The box office projections for Toy Story 5 are now out, and they are record-setting. Now, it kind of shocked the world. I've referenced this a few times, but it shocked the world. A few months ago, when Fandango, the world's largest movie ticketing outlet, put out their annual survey of their viewers and their fans and their customers' most anticipated movies of the summer. Kind of surprisingly, Mandalorian and Grogu didn't make the list in the top 10. Now we know why. But probably the most surprising thing was that Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey was not number one. Spider-Man Brand New Day was not number one. Toy Story 5 came in at number one as movie fans' most anticipated movie of the summer. Now, that doesn't mean it will be the number one at the box office when the summer's over, but I thought that was stunning. And then we thought, well, maybe that was just an anomaly. Maybe not, because according to news stories coming out, Toy Story 5 is set to have the biggest box office opening not only of the year, but the biggest box office opening of the franchise's history. It's being reported around that right now they are saying that Toy Story 5 is on track to have a $155 to a $175 million opening. To put that in perspective with Toy Story 3, I still think the best one, opened with 110. That went on to make $1 billion. Toy Story 4 opened to 120. That also went on to make $1 billion. This one is tracking at the low end for 155, high end 175. And I'm even hearing some rumblings that it could be higher than that.
Bruh.
Now, to put that into perspective of this year so far, we'll take a look at this chart that we saw again yesterday. Clearly, you can see the biggest opening weekend of the year so far, Super Mario Galaxy movie at 131. Even at the lowest end of what they're projecting for Toy Story 5 would obliterate this. Absolutely obliterate it. Now, will it hold on and beat out Spider-Man Brand New Day? I don't know. Spider-Man Brand New Day going to have a $170 million opening? We'll have a $200 million opening? Don't know. Don't care quite yet. We'll get to that. But this would, again, by far be the largest, by about 30, 40, or $50 million, the largest opening of any Toy Story movie ever. And I think that's important to point out because, again, all the jammering was nobody asked for another Toy Story. Nobody wants another Toy Story. There's no point in doing another Toy Story. This is just a cash grab. It's done. Toy Story's done. All that kind of stuff. Really? Number one most anticipated movie of the summer. And it looks like by far going to have the highest opening of any of the other Toy Stories. Look me in the eye again and tell me with a straight, stupid face that nobody cares about Toy Story anymore. Because it looks like they're going to be rushing out to the theater seat. And listen, Rob, I have been very, very pro Toy Story. I've been very, oh, you're underselling this. People are going to go, blah, blah, blah. I would not have guessed 160, 165, $170 million. Even I wouldn't have done that. If you had said to me 3 or 4 months ago, Toy Story is going to have like a $165 million opening, I would say, oh, come on. It's going to be big, but it's not going to be that big. I mean, pump your brakes. I would have been wrong because here we are. Guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's video, Hims. You know, one of the hardest things about trying to lose weight is just figuring out what actually works. Because we've seen them all. There are a million trends, diets, and gimmicks out there, and honestly, it can get overwhelming. And that's why weight loss by Hims really stands out. Hims now offers access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill at its lowest price ever, and the Wegovy pen. With Wegovy at Hims, lose up to 20% or more of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise. It helps you regulate your appetite and eat less, so success is within reach. Plus, Wegovy is the first ever and only GLP-1 available in a pill for weight loss, so there are no needles needed. And the process is extremely convenient. Everything happens online. You connect with a licensed provider who determines if treatment is right for you, and if prescribed, your medication gets delivered right to your door. no insurance necessary. Ready to reach your goals? Visit hims.com/Campea to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's HIMS.com/Campea. hims.com/Campea. Based on advertised cash price for 30-day supply of medication only. Membership required, fee not included, and billed separately. Weight loss by Hims is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit hims.com. Rob, what does this tell you about the seemingly endless, enduring nature of the love we have for the public seems to have for Toy Story, considering here we are on its 5th film 3 decades later, and it's still poised now to become the biggest opening of the year so far? What do you see in this?
Well, to be honest, I mean, it comes down to the fact that you have a company, this is their flagship franchise. It's Pixar's, they led with this, and it is a franchise that has been curated by really creative people that really understand their jobs. And the reason you can see, I don't think a Toy Story movie has ever been made or instigated out of a cash grab at all. Right. The only reason that these movies were created is somebody came up with an idea. Somebody within Pixar said, you know what? And I'm sure they probably talk about it every single day up there. Like, what could we do? Somebody comes up with an idea that is watertight, flawless, bulletproof, whatever. And they probably mull it over. Like, look at how many years are in between these movies. And if you want a lesson in how to manage an IP, this is the way to do it. Because corporate interests, look, obviously Disney wants Toy Story to continue because the afterlife of the Toy Story franchise is eternal. You can make toys of these characters and merchandising of these characters, and these characters can live in your parks forever. But they've never been diminished. In 30 years, these characters have only ever delivered the best kind of entertainment possible. Yeah. And even when people say, well, Toy Story 4 wasn't as good as Toy Story 3, you're talking going from like a 99 down to maybe a 94. That's the kind of... That's where you're working. And you would think that if you want to examine the success of an IP, this is the one to do it, because it is curated and protected by people. Corporate interests it's not polluted by, well, you know, we can't have the old characters because they're getting old. We need to have new.
Pixar seems to get it because they understand crafting and caring for this IP this way is in your best corporate interests. And they seem to get it when a lot of others don't.
100%. And not only that, they have injected new characters into every movie.
Like Forky.
Yeah, Forky. And you talk about the Conan O'Brien character that everybody's talking about. And, you know, I was just cursory. There was somebody who I saw on Twitter when I found that thing I sent you, the box office thing. There was a guy who ranked the Toy Story movies, and he put Toy Story 5 at number 2. The original was number 1. And I'm like, sure, that could be presentism, but I mean, you're talking about something that this is, to me, Toy Story exemplifies how the entertainment business is supposed to work, because everybody who's making these movies knows what they're doing.
And you know what it really sums up for me best in Toy Story is something I've said about Pixar. The magic sauce I've always believed with Pixar is this: Pixar does not make kid movies.
Right.
They make movies that are kid friendly. I mean, you go back and you look at something like The Incredibles. Half the themes in The Incredibles, kids love The Incredibles, but half the themes in The Incredibles the kids have no idea what they're talking. Parenthood, reliving old glory, regret, you know, aging, you know, looking at entering the second half of your life and wondering where you are. Like, all these themes would completely go over these kids' heads, but that's been the magic of Pixar. Every time, with maybe the exception of like Cars, Pixar's constantly, and the Toy Story movies are great examples of this. They've never made a Toy Story movie a kid's movie. They've made them kid friendly. Somebody in the live chat was actually saying these movies target parents more than kids, but they're very open to kids. And that's kind of been the magic of it.
I don't know how Inside Out is not for adults.
Oh, exactly, right? It's kid friendly.
Yeah. Well, and also that's the way entertainment used to be. Like, if you go back and you look at entertainment like pre 1990, kids entertainment, like when I was growing up watching something like Leave It to Beaver. Leave It to Beaver was clearly a show that was aimed at kids, black and white. But the parents, there was always a lesson there. And whenever I watched Leave It to Beaver, I never felt like it was targeted just to me because I liked it when I was a little kid, but it wasn't just about little kids. It wasn't. And somehow we got our priorities skewed. And it's like our kids' entertainment should only be directed at children. And it's like, but why? Why can't great entertainment, be directed toward anyone? I mean, kids loved Planet of the Apes, and if you look at the first Planet of the Apes movie, that is not a kids movie.
No.
But when I saw it, I mean, there's apes on horseback with rifles. Kids like that. Kids like dinosaurs eating people. You can find, but the Toy Story
It
franchise.
inspired Trevor Slattery to act.
That's right. It was acting like he was writing.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? The projections now for box office for Toy Story 5 counter a lot of the narratives people are trying to push about it. And the reviews, which we covered yesterday, are absolutely off the charts. Anyway, whatever you guys are feeling about it, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.